Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 2 of my Civilization Beyond Earth Let's Play. This is Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo, and yes, I know I'm usually doing Star Citizen shows, but this is something new that I'm trying to get into. So here we are, we're in I wish I was French and I could pronounce these words, but Le Croissant we'll call it, I don't know. But we had just finished up in the last episode looking at this area down here. This area is very well primed for a city, and we're going to hope we don't get anybody near us. So far, everyone seems to be going on the outskirts, but that's nothing to get excited about. There's still a couple more factions to land, and they could still land in these areas over here. The worst thing would be for one to land right inside this trapezoid here. That would be putting pressure on us to very early build up our military and fight for resources. So let's click the next on this one and take a look at what we get.
You've discovered a station. You can establish trade routes with stations to receive various supplies.
Well, we discovered a station somewhere. I don't know where that happened. Where's the station? Wow, that's far away. Now, you have to uncover the fog of war to actually be able to get back and forth. Unlike Civilization, where your caravans and your trade ships can go through the fog of war to get to where they want to do some trading, that does not happen in Beyond Earth. You do have to discover all the land in between here. So let's hit thank you, and that's a lot of land and a lot of, yeah, that's a little bit too early for us to be trying to get there, at least at this point in my play. So right now we're here. We're just going to finish up this little bit of exploration that we're doing, find out the coastline down here. And then we're going to start pushing out a little bit further, hopefully finding some more alien artifacts. Now the good thing is, you'll find artifacts and things pop into your area of view quite a few times. So although you'll pick something up early in the game, it is very possible that something can come back in there later on. Alright, so here we go with another virtue. And one thing that's going to be good, it's going to be this one for when we build our second city, because when you build a city, it's not a city right from the start, and you will see that when we get there. It's an outpost, and this is going to turn our outpost into a city a lot quicker. While it's an outpost, it's very hard to defend because it's got almost no hit points. So you got to make sure you have military units at that point when you're doing that, if you're in an area that's going to be hard to defend. Now I'm going to take the free worker on this one, that way I don't have to pay for it. And the worker, I'm going to go here and see if I could build anything right now. Yeah, we're going to construct a paddock, and we're going to be able to get some resources after that. Then we have the forest grassland up here. We're going to start building some things. This is a quest decision. These come up often, and they're going to be in a little area down here, and we'll look at that in a second. So it is clear that the indigenous species of this planet may pose a threat to our growth, though we cannot determine their intelligence or hostility. So let's just go here. See this over here? So we got purity and harmony. I'm trying to go for harmony. So this right off the bat is giving us a choice to level our affinity, and we're going to choose our affinity from the start. Now once you start gaining affinity points, you want to stay with that one, because the way that you upgrade your forces, your combat forces, is by leveling your affinity, the highest affinity that you have. So I can't go to level 5, say, on harmony, and go to level 5 on purity and get a level 10 of upgrades on my combat units, though there is no such thing as level 10 there, but I'm trying to explain it. So we want to make sure that we take this one to heart. So we're going to go with this one, because this one works with harmony or supremacy, so it gives us two things that we could choose from. If you want to know what those are, the Civilopedia, which is up here, which is down here, can tell you very much what they're about. Let's go back into that quest. You see these different quests that we have? Right now we have Blood Bank, and Blood Bank quest, it's saying our fledgling colony does not have the resources to do both, which then has greater need of aid. Okay, so that's going to be fun. Gifts from home. Find 3 resource pods. We've already found 2. Found an outpost. That's going to be the next thing we do. An occupational hazard. Build 1 alien preserved building. 0 built. That's going to be down the road a little bit, and we will see. So we just did that quest, and this is going to be another quest which is totally different. This one isn't picking between two of our affinities. This is just picking what certain things are going to do. Since we have a clinic right now, it's going to give us some opportunity for what our clinics do. Now, it could be +1 health from clinics or +15 hit points from clinics. Well, I tend to go with a little bit more of a non-warmongering stance with this particular play style when I'm doing the harmony affinity. So I'm going to go with plus health from city worker, for city workers. That's now giving me a little bit more health, which is happiness. Remember, we want to keep that number high. The more the city grows, the more that number drops. The more cities we get, the more that number drops. We're going to go into the research. When this goes down, I'm going to show you some things that we can do in research. So quest update, we went through all the quest updates together, and what we're going to do is just click next here. As time goes on, we're going to be talking less and doing more, so don't worry. So the station is discovered. Here's another station discovered. It's off in the distance by Sindela. I think that's Brasilia. Oh, and the Slavic Empire. I'm not going anywhere near there for a long time. It seems like we're on our own place right now, but there should be another couple. Return 11. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have at least one more, maybe two more factions that will land. Alright, so let's click back to where we are so I don't have to do that afterwards, see what's going on. And let's do a little bit of exploration down here. Okay, more peroxide. Oh god, there's another good area over here. But there's some miasma that in the early game we're going to have to remove. Later on, we're going to get the ability to plant miasma with the affinity that I'm playing. Alright, let's hit next. Alrighty, so we've gone another year. Nothing's happened. And we've pretty much found this out. Oh, there's some coral out there too. So it looks like putting a city over here will be a good idea. We will clear that miasma when we get that opportunity. So, there we go. We've got that. Now we can build our trade depot, but we don't have any trading partners close. So, a couple of things that I'm going to look at now is I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you could actually filter these. Right now, let's say I want to go for the harmony. These are all the things that I have to level to get harmony. If you count them, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that means from being able to get all of these different technologies, we'll be able to level to 14 in our harmony affinity. Well, you got to go higher than that to win the game. The other way that you get them is by the quests. How else could I filter this? Well, right now, I want to start looking at what type of buildings are going to give me production. So what I'll do is I'll go over here to production and say, all right, what do I need to do? All right, I'm going to go right into chemistry so I could start worrying about production. And that's it. So you have ways that you could find the text that you want to do, and you're not looking for every tech. If you do that, you're going to limit your ability to get to the affinity that you want to level up. And remember, the affinity levels up your troops. So we're going to go into this area over here to hopefully close out that quest that we have. And remember, once we get out that way, we are going to want to go slow, because if you just say, all right, point out here, and there's an alien life form over here, you're going to bump into him, aggro him, and probably get swatted down very quickly. Alright, early on too, I like to get my my spy facility up and running, because it's a way to make money, and I think it might be a way to win the game too. So right now we have a worker, another worker. We're going to put him over here, and we're going to build a farm that will give us some food. Remember, we don't want to overly grow this city, because it will start negatively impacting this number. We want to grow the city and build production inside of it, kind of keep it in a balance, in a utopia-istic balance. So when we click on this over here, we're going to start building up our, we need this to grow, so we're going to start going for our virtues. So we got to push out our culture. Up here you can see different resources that we have. You can see you can see the 4 different pieces of the game that you're trying to keep in balance: culture, health, the energy, and science. And of course up here you see what you're currently are trying to research, just like in Civilization. But Civilization didn't have these icons down here, and we'll get into them as we use them. Alright. Continuing to push ahead, and this is slow going in the beginning. This is not a fast game. Alright, so we've gotten to level 4, or population 4. This is normally about the time that in Civilization you're thinking about building another city, but it's not going to be here unless you're playing somebody that can actually do that. So what I'm going to do with one of these workers is I'm going to do the unthinkable. I'm going to automate him for now. Okay? The reason I'm going to automate him is I'm going to start looking at where my explorer is. My explorer should have made it up here already. He is somewhere in this area. There he is. And this is where we're going to start going 1 turn at a time. And there is our first alien contact. Do you see them down there? These are the wolf beetles. They're pretty badass. And here, these are more wolf beetles. They're weak when it comes to later game, but right up in the beginning when you meet these guys, they definitely have more hit points. They heal in the miasma, and they kick butt in attack because you're just not ready at this point. There's lots of miasma over here. We want to make sure we don't end the turn in it. It's only going to take away 10 hit points each time that we land in it, but that's okay. We can get past that. Alright, and if you notice, they're not like barbarians where they're going to come after us. Oh, Polystratia. These guys like to trade. These guys will backstab you. They'll stay with whoever can get them the most money. And look what happened. Remember what I said? What would be the worst thing that could happen? If one of these guys came into an area that was going to start to fight us for this area right in here, which is where I want to go. Them being... How close are they? They're nowhere near it. Alright, so it looks like we're in our own little area, and since they came in on turn 19, they're going to have the biggest bonuses right now. Let's go back up to our worker, our explorer. Let's push through 2. The only reason I did that one is I did not want to wind up in miasma. Alright. There's the wolf beetle. And again, doing the unthinkable, putting him on auto. Let's put him up here so he could see things. Still has not found any kind of a resource pod. We get to build something now, and we're going to build a trade depot, which we will need for building our second city, which we should be ready to build our second city momentarily. Let's go to here. Resource pod is discovered. That will close out that quest. We have another virtue. And in this virtue, what I'm going to do is take the plus 30% towards building your homestead up into a city. Okay. Got that going. Alright, so we landed in miasma, but we got to view this. So we've got 20 hit points taken off this guy at this point. And we're going to come over here, and what did we get? We got a resource pod, and it says 4 billion year old worth of resources shared amongst a handful of people. Alright, what is this? Allows a laboratory and recycler buildings. Allows workers. So we got a technology. You have researched a new technology. We researched chemistry. But that was pretty good. So it gave us science. So that was a good research pod to get. But it closed out that quest too, which is pretty good. So let's look at the quest and see. Right now we have occupational hazard. We need to build that one alien preserve building. That's going to be far down. And we need to found an outpost, which is going to be coming pretty soon. Now look at this. See all these dudes? I am not going to stay there. You've got ranged and 3-4 melee guys. They don't want us in their area. They are not evil to us from the start. Let's go back into harmony and see if we could... Yep, we're going to go right here for our second harmony piece. That should take us a while. It's 1080, so I'm not going to do that one. Let's go back into no filter and pick one of the early ones that are actually a lot easier to get to. We're going to pick engineering, which will unlock a combat rover, a repair facility, which will help us get more energy. A thorium reactor will help us get more energy. Repair facility, more production, and it reveals titanium on the map. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. We'll stick with that, and we will end. And then we got to move this guy out of here before these guys get a little bit annoyed that he's in their area. Alright, I guess we could be friends right now. I like that in this game you actually could see what your relationship is with them very quickly. I like it, and it was in the old game too. Be warned, these two things in many cases get flip-flopped from Civilization, so if you've got the habit of just clicking it very early on, just to click past it, be careful if you play a lot of Civ. You might click on the wrong button here. Alright, so these guys are pretty much leaving us alone because we're being good neighbors. We're not attacking them. Now, they treat everybody the same. Something to tell you. He wants open borders. We're going to give them to him for now. Might help us. Where is the artifact? The artifact is right here. So we're going to go down here, and hopefully there's a nest. There's a resource pod. Oh, God. That's an artifact, though. We could do a dig. And we have one module to dig, and we'll explain that in a second. So here's a resource pod. These things have instant gratification. You roll over it, it's like a goodie hut, it gives you something. A resource pod, if you look down there at the bottom of the Explorer on the lower left, the very bottom it says Expedition Modules 1. That's because we could actually go over this thing, click the little symbol that looks like this, and we can excavate that area and dig up what's ever there. So we're going to have to see if we get attacked right now or not. If you see they're trying to flank us, he just went on top of that. They're on top of that. So this is getting rather wishy-washy. There's a resource pod over there. So we've got a couple of resource pods that we can get, but we want to get to this thing, and we don't want to aggro these guys because we do not have a soldier at this point. Let's see what this says. Alright, so this is going to give us the opportunity to find a trading partner, which they're going to call, oh God, what do they call them? They're like mini cities. They are not like the city-states. They don't have their own armies. They're pretty much there to give you quests and to trade with you. So New Babylon's going to give us energy and culture, and Palatine's going to give us, I'm going to go for all of it's going to be culture. I want to grow that pretty quick because the virtues give us, remember, what do virtues give us? They give us more. Yep, they give us more science because if we get 10 of them, we get more science. So we're going to want to go here at some point. Alright. Let's see what happens to our guy if he lives. Alright, so they just let him... look at them. They're corralling him into an area. Who would ever think bugs were this smart? You see how they corralled me? They keep following me and pushing me deeper and deeper into a hole. Oh, this is going to be fun. I've got that over there. And here comes our last faction, I believe. And this one, oh, this is the ARC, the American Reformation Corporation. And there they are. They're all about making money and science. Pretty good to deal with if you don't piss them off. You know, pretty much like America is in real life. Hopefully these guys leave us alone. They let us get to where we're trying to get to. We have a lot of miasma around here. And we're going to want to sit here, heal, and then come over here if these guys allow us to. They really don't like you being around their nests. See, he automatically went there. Alright, let's do this. And right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a trade convoy so we could start trading with our trade partner over here. And right now, I'm going to move this guy here. And I'm going to heal him for a bit. Hopefully the bugs bug out and leave us alone when they see that we're not doing anything negative to them. These are the guys I worry about. These guys usually leave me alone. For whatever reason, these guys, because they're far away, like to hit us. All right, so resources will aid in production. Resources will aid in trade. I say production because I can make money, like I said, through espionage. And that's the way I will rely on making money. Right now we're at -1. And here's another one. Leave Earth resources untouched. All relics free maintenance. I will go with the free maintenance because we need to get that worked out for us. Reason I did that is we were at -1, and that brought us right back up to even by making the relic, which gives us more culture in every city. So if we build a relic in every city, it would start costing us a lot of money. That just made them free. They are just messing with me. Do you see this? It's like if they wanted to, they could just kill me right now. Alright, and there's no way out of here, right? Because anywhere I go, let's go down here and leave them alone. Another virtue, and again, this is what I was looking for. Gain a free colonist unit. Way we don't have to spend production units on our first one. Thank you, and we're going to go to that area I was looking at. I think this is a good area here. I wonder where they're telling me to go. They want me to go up here, and why? There's basalt, 3 for access, floatstone. Over here you have gold, fungus, you have unworkable space, it's a canyon, and floatstone. We could make our second one. I think that the best place for us to go is actually right over here. And again, the reason for that, oh, we can't do that because Palatine is there. Damn it, mother of... We can go here, which will grow us into here. And these two cities will eventually grow to each other. So we'll have this. And this tells me to go down on this miasma right here. Alright, maybe we'll go here. We'll have this for axis. And this is 10 for axile. That's good. Alright. Yeah, we'll redirect him down here. Alright. End of this turn, we're going to put a cut in. Alright everybody, if you like this episode, please make sure to click the thumbs up below. And be forewarned, I'll be putting up a bunch of these over the next couple of days. Thank you all for watching and listening, and I appreciate good comments, so please leave comments down below, especially if they are suggestions or guidance on how to play the game to other people that are playing at this point.